Kaya Chachurum Militam Yena Tasmai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Gurave
Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha.
Shri
Shri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Manobishtam
Manobishtam Swabitam
Sthapitam
Yena
Yena Bhutale
Bhutale Swayam
Swayam
Rupa
Rupa
Kada
Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam
Swapadantikam
Vandeham
Vandeham
Shri Guru
Shri
Sridharamandam
Sridharamandam
Shri
Sri
Guru
Vaishnavam
Vaishnavamcha
Sri
Shri
Rupam
Rupam
Sagrajatam Sahagana
Sahajanam
Raghunathanvitam Tam Sanjeevam Sattvaidam Savadhana Vijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Chaitanya Devam
Shri
Shri
Radha
Radha
Krishna
Krishna
Padanan
Padanam
Sahanana Lalita
Lalita
Sri
Sri
Visakham
Visakham He Krishna
Krishna
Karuna
Karuna
Sindhu
Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate
Jagate Gopesha
Gopesha Gopika
Gopika
Kanta
Kanta
Radha
Radha
Kanta
Kanta
Namostute
Namostute
Sapta
Tapta
Kanchana
Kanchana Gaurangi
Gaurani
Radhe
Radhe Vrindavneshwari
Vrishabhanusute
Vrishabhanusute
Devi
Devi
Pranamami
Pranamami
Haripriye
Hare
Vamshakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Sindhu
Sindhubhya
Vacha Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vishnavebhyo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namaha
Namo Namaha
Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadara
Gadadhara
Srivasari
Srivasari
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Vrinda Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Yeah, Prabhu, can you share the other one? The verses which we chant? Or if you don't have, I can put it up.
So the chapter 1, right?
No,
Chapter
not chapter 1. The Bhagavatam verses which we chant. Last time I put it on the Zoom. Anyhow, doesn't matter. I mean, let me share that screen.
Yeah.
Okay, can you all see my screen?
Not yet.
No.
No.
No?
Yes, now.
Yes, no.
Okay. All right. Now, all together. Narayanam
Namaskrityam naram
Naram
chivam
Chaiva
Nararottama
narotam
Devim
Devi
Saraswatim
Saraswati
Vyasam
Vyasam
Tato
Tato
Jayamudire
Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshu
Nashtaprayeshu
Bhadreshu
Bhadreshu
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya
Bhagavati
Bhagavati
Uttama
Uttam
Shloke
Shloke
Bhaktir
Bhakti
Bhakti
Bhavati
Bhavati
Naishtaki
Nashtaki
Krishnaya
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 Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya
Devaki
Devaki
Nandanaya
Nandanaya
Cha
cha
Nandanayaja
Nanda
Nanda
Gopa
Gopa
Kumaraya
Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo
Govindaya
Govindaya
Namaha
Namaha Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Om
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 Namo
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 Bhagavate
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 Vasudevaya
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 Om
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 Namo
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 Bhagavate
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 Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Prabhu, I mean, you can remove your screen. Just 1 second. Yeah. All right. Now quickly we'll do the revision on the first. We already seen the first verse. Second verse is talking about the glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It talked about, it rejects all the materially motivated religion. Only, it propounds the highest truth, Paramo, and Nirmat Saranam Satam. So it is talking about those people who devotees who are very pure in the heart. They are non-envious. So a devotee has to be non-envious. This is one of the most essential character of a devotee. And Vastavam Vastu Sivadam. That means the highest reality. It distinguishes the highest reality with reference to the illusion. Sivadam means well-being or well-wishing. Then Tapatra Unmulanam. So even the three modes of miseries are uprooted. Then this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is written by Mahamuni Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva compiled the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that too in his maturity. So that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam one study, so that is sufficient for one to get God realization. Then why any other scriptures? That's the question. The second was Bhagavatam asked. So then, Ishvara Sada Hridaya Avardute. So the Supreme Lord is established. So once you are in this situation, the Supreme Lord, the one who here studies Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Supreme Lord is situated in their heart. So how to one study? One has to study it in submissively and attentively. Here the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So this is what the verse number 2 which we discussed. Verse number 3 talks again about the Bhagavatas who studied the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, the glories of this. So the Bhagavatas who are studying this, Kalpatarur, this is the essence, Nijama Kalpatarur. So this is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge. So Kalpatarur is the desire tree of Vedic knowledge. Nigama is Vedic knowledge. So from the desire tree of Vedic knowledge, Galitam Palam. This Galitam is a matured fruit. Palam is a fruit. So this is Bhagavatam is a matured fruit. It's full of sweet. And it is also touched by the lips of who? Sukadeva Goswami. So it gets more sweeter. So it's already sweet. By touching the lips of Sukadeva Goswami, it's getting further sweet. So such a Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the devotees relish. They relish the rasika. They are relishing it like anything. So that's what he wants us to all relish. All become a devotee and get relish in reading this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So these 3 verses and the next 4 and 5 verses also, as part of compilation, Vyasadeva has written it. So the next 4 and 5th verse, Vyasadeva writes, the setting in the Naimisharanya, where all the sages headed by Shaunaka Rishi. It is said 88,000 sages assembled at Naimisharanya to here to do a 1,000-year sacrifice. And one day, Sutta Goswami is coming there and he is asked to take the Vyasasan and he is being asked some question by the sages. So before that, before asking question to the sages, first they are glorifying the speaker. So they are saying he is free from all vices. Who? Sutta Goswami is free from all vices. He is well versed in scriptures. Not only is well versed, he can also explain the scriptures very nicely. And he is a very elderly Vedantist. And he has a quality like he is very simple, pure, gentle, and is very submissive even to his spiritual masters. So these are the qualities explained by the sages about Sutta Goswami. And then from the verses 9 to 23rd, they ask 6 questions. So I think all of you know the 6 questions, right? The first, what is the first question?
What is
What
the
is
ultimate
ultimate
ultimate good for all the people in general?
Yeah, very good. One first question. Someone else, the second question?
What is the essence of all Vedas?
Very nice. Third question, anyone else?
Purpose of Krishna's appearance in the womb of Devaki.
Yes, wonderful. That is third question. What is the fourth question?
Leelas and adventures of Krishna.
Adventures of various avatars.
Adventures of
Incarnations.
magnanimous adventures of various avataras. Then
Fifth
question.
question, transcendental pastimes.
Someone else, Prabhu, someone else.
Pastimes of Krishna.
Yeah, transcendental
Krishna
pastimes. Again, incarnations, a different kind of incarnations asked. Then the last one.
What happened to the Dharma after Krishna left, like
Departure.
Okay.
office?
So where did Dharma take shelter after the departure of Krishna? All right, very good. So this is the summary of first chapter, right? Let's go to the second chapter. What is the second chapter titled? Anyone? I'm not sharing. Anyone having book?
Divinity and divine
Divinity and
service.
divine services.
Divinity and divine services. Very good. So if you classify this, not classify, the sections in this second chapter, we can broadly take it as, just Prabhu, hold on. Hare Krishna. We'll discuss first, then we will go to the verses. So if you classify this second chapter into 5 sections broadly, so the first verse, actually the first verse is again spoken by Vyasadeva, and then from second verse onwards, Sukadeva Goswami speaks. So the first 1 to 4 verse, we can tell that Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying his spiritual master. Who is the spiritual master here? This Sukadeva Goswami.
Vyasadeva.
Now, Vyasadeva is also, but here he is glorifying Sukadeva Goswami because he heard Bhagavatam from him, and that's what he's going to talk here. So he glorifies his spiritual master Sukadeva Goswami, and not only that, in verse 5, he glorifies the sages. Why is he glorifying the sages? Who are the audience?
All are devotees of the Lord.
Okay.
They were
Ravana,
curious
because
to
they were
learn
very
about absolute truth, and
Because of Bhagavatas. They are Bhagavatas.
They are Bhagavatas, good point. He was more glorifying them because they asked wonderful questions. And not only benefiting, how of these questions benefiting the sages, it is actually meant for the whole mankind with those questions were. So he was glorifying in that way. We will see that questions. And next, this is first section. First section 1 to 5 is basically glorification of spiritual master and sages. So remember that. Then the second is the answer to the first question. In fact, it's answer to the question 1 and question 2, both put together, is verses 6 and 7. All right. And then the next section is, actually the answer is, let me reveal the answer for the first 2 questions. Very simple answer is bhakti, devotional service. That's the answer to the first and second question. So that is given in summary, what is bhakti in 6 and 7. And from 8 to 15, Sutta Goswami talks in details of the bhakti process. In fact, this chapter is a very important chapter. If someone studies this chapter very thoroughly, then for him, what is bhakti, they will understand very well. So this is actually a very important. That is why the title itself, Divinity and Divine Service. So it's all talking about bhakti in this chapter. So the 8 to 5 talks about the focus is on bhakti only. How bhakti can be gained, what is the process, how you can get it. So it boils down to everything is bhakti. Then verses 6 to 22 again talks about how one can progress in bhakti. Why and how can they progress? And bhakti has to be done to whom? It has to be done only to Krishna. That's what the emphasis given over there. So that is the third section. And the fourth section is verses 30 to 33. It is answering the question number 4 actually. So what is the magnanimous incarnations of Krishna? So basically it's describing the Purusha avatars. So the last section is verse number 34 we can take. It is answering the question number 5. Question number 3. Why Lord appeared? All right, let me repeat quickly these 5 sections. From 1 to 5 is glorification of Sutta Goswami, spiritual master. He glorifies. Sutta Goswami glorifies his spiritual masters and the sages who are attending there. And then the 6 and 7 is related to the answers of question 1 and 2. Basically, the answer is bhakti. And then following verses from 8 to 29, if you can take the entire verse section, is about bhakti. What is the process of bhakti, various stages of bhakti. If you can know, there are 9 stages of bhakti. In fact, there are 14 stages of bhakti that is summarized as 9 stages, popularly known as Shraddha to Prema. Many would have heard it. We will go through them. Yeah, Shraddha to Prema. So that is there. If someone knows the Madhuriyane Kadambini, that is one. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a beautiful book written on this 9 stages of bhakti. Yeah. So that is third section. And the fourth is answers to question 4. So question 4 answer comes before question 3. So we're talking about Purusha Avadas, 30 to 33 verses. And the last is the answer to the question number 3. So in this second chapter, out of the 6 questions, 4 questions are answered. The balance 2 questions are answered in the next chapter, third chapter. All right, are we clear? Now let's go to the verse number 1. Now you can share, Prabhu. Any questions till now? Yeah, so Vyasa Uvacha, who wants to read it? So
I can read.
yes, Prabhu. I will
Iti
request others to put up their hand, those who are wishing to read, or else I'll go to Adi Mataji. Yeah.
Vyasa uvacha iti samprashna samhasto vipranam ramharshani prapti pujya vachastesam pravaktum chakrame. Ugrashrava Suta Goswami, the son of Romaharshana, being fully satisfied by the perfect questions of the Brahmanas, thanked them and thus attempted to reply.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So again, as I said, this is again the Vyasadeva who is compiling Bhagavatam now is introducing who is Sutta Goswami. Actually, what is Sutta Goswami is the real name mentioned in this verse?
Shrava.
Ugrashrava,
Ugrashava.
Yes, sir.
And he is the son of whom?
Romaharshana Muni.
Roma Harshana. Yeah. Anyone knows the story of Roma Harshana?
No, Prabhuji.
No.
Yeah, Prabhu. I think when he used to narrate anything, then there were goosebumps to the other sages.
Yeah. So that's actually the meaning of Roma. Roma means hair. Harshana, the way he describes, the Puranas, the way he describes the Puranas, anyone hearing, they will have goosebumps. All the hairs will stand. That's why his name is called Roma Harshana. And Roma Harshana actually is a disciple of Vyasadeva. So actually, so he was assigned the job, like when Vedas were split into 4 Vedas, Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Artha Vedas, each one were identified. There were different people who were identified and given to be the head of the department to spread that section of the Vedas. So under that, all the Puranas were given to Roma Harshana. So he was the head of the department like for Puranas. So actually, Roma Harshana is said to be, he's parented. His mother was a Brahmana, while his father was a Kshatriya. So there was a story like once when he was sitting on a Vyasasana and giving a class again in the same Nemasharanya. That time when Balaram ji enters there, this was happened when Balaram didn't participate in the Kurukshetra war. He went for a pilgrimage. So he comes to Nemasharanya when the war is happening. So that time Roma Harshana was sitting on the Vyasasana and mentioning about Puranas. He was giving a class. So that time when Balaram ji came, everyone in the audience, they all stood up because Lord Balaram is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, right? So when he came, everyone stood, but Roma Harshana who was sitting on the Vyasasana did not get up from there. So he did not respect the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Balaram was very much upset and he just took a blade of a grass. Just with the grass, he killed Roma Harshana. So Roma Harshana was killed by Balaram just by a blade of a grass. So this shocked the entire, in fact, the Brahmana communities and all who were listening to them. So what Balaram felt was because he was born in a lower family, he did not know the etiquette of how to give respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the reason I killed him. But then everyone felt, but he is a great a orator, speaker who can spread Puranas like anything, but you have killed him. Now what to do? Then Balaram felt very bad because all the Brahmanas and all the sages went and said, you cannot do such a thing. Like, so he said, okay, I will get back him to life. But then all the sages said, no, 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 you have already done it. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. You may have a lot of, plans for this to do such a thing. So let it go according to your plan. Maybe you can set right in a different way. Then what Balaramji did is, he said, okay, now what I will do, in the position of Roma Harshana, I will replace his own son, Sutta Goswami. He is also capable to do all these things. So then Sutta Goswami was installed in the Vyasasan, and then he continued with the Puranas. This is a little background about Roma Harshana. So that's why it's mentioned here is the son of Roma Harshana, Ugrasava, being fully satisfied with the perfect questions of Brahmanas. How many of you have read the perfect question and perfect answer of Srila Prabhupada? Have you heard there's a book called Perfect Question and Perfect Answer? Those who are new to Krishna consciousness, I would generally recommend them to read this book. It's a very small book, very nice book, which would answer most of your questions. Please read them. All right, let's go to the next verse, please. Any hands up to read? Yeah, Prabhu, read. Yeah.
Sutta Uvacha Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Vaipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tan Mayataya Taravo Bhinidus Tam Sarvabhuta Hidayam Munim Anatosmi.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Translation?
Yeah, translation. Srila Sutta Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the great sages Sukadeva Goswami, who can enter the hearts of all. When he went away to take up the renounced order of life, sannyasa, leaving home without undergoing reformation by the sacred thread, are the ceremonies observed by the higher caste. His father Vyasadeva, fearing separation from him, cried out, O my son, indeed only the trees which were observed in the same feeling of separation echoed in response to the bereaved father.
Okay, thank you. So what is this verse talking about? Anyone, including Vinay Prabhu?
Sutta Goswami was offering respectful obeisance for Sukadeva Goswami because he can enter the hearts of all, and he took renounced order of life, which is sannyasi, um, and and he took sannyasi without undergoing all these ceremonies, like for the Brahmana sacred thread, which is usually done by higher caste. His father Vyasadeva, um, fearing separation from him, cried out, O my son, indeed, only the trees which were observed in the same feeling of separation. I haven't understood that
Okay,
part.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very nice. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Before we go to the purport, let's understand this verse. So as I said, Sutta Goswami's first verse in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So he is glorifying his spiritual master. He is first offering obeisances, respectable obeisances to Sukadev Goswami. And he says, Sukadev Goswami can enter into the hearts of all. So he is going to speak. He is the speaker, right? He is sitting on the Vyasasan. 88,000 devotees are getting on there, right? So just 1 second. Okay. So 88,000 devotees are listening to him. So he is saying, please get you can enter into my heart and make me speak. That's the key point here he's trying to tell. And then he's trying to tell background how that is possible. So he says, when when Sukadeva Goswami, I told the story also. Sukadeva Goswami, how old he was when he was born?
16.
Huh?
16 years old, right?
16 years old
16
when he
years.
was born.
Yeah.
So he just straight away walked out of the house. He doesn't want to get into this Maya, getting attracted in this material world. He straight away walked to the forest. So when he is walking, when he went out, he went in a renounced order of life. He became like a sannyasi, just taking a birth and becoming a sannyasi, leaving everything without undergoing any reformation. So a sannyasi reformation, I will explain that more. So without having sacred, that means the upanayas and everything they do, even to become a spiritually advanced. But he didn't do any of those things. He just walked away to the forest. And his father, Vyasadeva, is going behind him, asking him, calling, oh son, come back. But he is not just listening and he is just going. So in the forest, there are a lot of trees over there. And when Vyasadeva is calling out, oh son, it is only echoing from the trees. Echo is coming back to Vyasadeva, the same thing, oh son, as though the trees are calling him. So that's the kind of a thing. So even the trees can understand, I will get into detail what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about this verse, how he explains this. So actually, as we said, Sutta Goswami begins to reflect. Now, he's how he's calling his supreme master is based on the questions asked by the sages. The sages ask the question. The second question, especially, they are asking what is the essence of all scriptures. So first question they said, what is the absolute good for all humanity, all mankind? Then anyone can tell so many things. Oh, this is good, this is good, this is, you do this, you do that. But the sages were asking very specifically, give me only the essence. You can tell so many things from Vedas, what is good for mankind. But what is the essence only I would need. So he's saying, now these sages are asking me this, how should I satisfy the sages? They are all intellectual people. How can I give them the essence? So the essence, some of the intellectuals, they can think of Sankhya philosophies. What is Sankhya? That is trying to analyze the matter and spirit. Someone is trying to analyze the matter and spirit. So they become a jnanis, that kind of a path they would take. So Sankhya philosophy, whether the intellectuals would be interested in Sankhya philosophy or will they be interested in Mimamsma. Mimamsma means the ritualistic things in the Vedas, mostly related to karma kandik. So many of the sages would be interested in those things. Should I be explaining them those things or should they be interested in Upanishads? Whether I should tell them from the Upanishads or should I tell them from Vedanta Sutra. What is Vedanta Sutra? Is the conclusion of all the Vedic scriptures, the summarized Vedanta Sutra. So because all the sages are also intellectual people. It is not that they don't know anything. They all know everything, but still they want only the essence and the good. So what should I be telling to them? So that is what uh, Sutta Goswami is thinking in his heart. So he is praying to his spiritual master, you come into me through my heart and you start speaking on my behalf. So that's what he's saying. Right? Therefore, he is surrendering to his spiritual master, Sukadeva Goswami. So the words, some of the phrases in this is Pravarjantam. Pravarjanta means while Sukadev Goswami is departing, leaving everything and taking up the renounced order of life, and Vyasadeva, who's going behind, where I told when he is going to the forest, Vyasadeva is going behind him. He could not catch up to him. Anupetam. That's what is mentioned here. Anupetam means without Anupetam means without being reformed by sacred thing. That means he has not even taken Upanayam or the second initiation basically is talking about initiation, talking about the spiritual awakeningness. But he is already fully spiritual. That is why he is going off. He is not taking any ritualistic thing. He has not done, ritualistic way of getting the sacred thread. So he just walks away to the forest. So and then his father is calling out, "Oh son." So it's not only the father who's lamenting, it is as though, the echoing of the "O son" from the trees also. So it looks as though the trees are also lamenting, "O son," the trees are also saying. So that's one way Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur say. The trees are also lamenting because it has so much attraction to this sage. Sukadeva Goswami. So he was so attracted. It is not a kind of illusion. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes. It's not actually illusion. Like even for Krishna, all of us have some attraction. Even a newborn baby, if you go tell Hare Krishna or something, they mean a small child who may understand also, but they have that soul is actually awakened if you chant before them, if they hear chanting, right? The attraction is there for the name of Krishna. So like that, it's not an illusion that even the trees, another living entity, is attracted to Sukadeva Goswami. So that's one way of understanding this verse. Then when the echoing sound of "O Sun" by the trees. And the other thing is also said, it is actually the trees are answering Vyasadeva by echoing. The trees are calling Vyasadeva by replying to them, "O son, O son." So he's asking, who is your son? Who is the father? Who is your son? This is one kind of enlightenment. We are trying to get attached to things like son, father, and all. But who is the son? Who is the father? We are all the spirit soul. That's what, in fact, in a very philosophically way, it is tried to put up. So he is actually enlightened. But Vyasadeva, who has written so many, what to say, Puranas, Veda, Idigasas, and Vedas, so for him itself, he is so attached to his son, right? He is attached to his son. So someone else is trying to enlighten him. So that's the kind of understanding what our Acharya has written. So enlightening Vyasadeva about the truth. So Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munis. So describe that he has entered into the mind of all living beings. So this phrase, Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munim. So he has entered. Who has entered? Sukadeva Goswami entered into the all hearts of the living entities, like example given here is the trees. So now Sutta Goswami is telling you enter into my heart and you speak on my behalf. So you can enter even into a dull tree, you can enter and try to pacify father. Now you enter into my heart. That's what he is trying to tell. So this is the very beautiful explanation Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives on this verse. So are we all clear? You want me to just summarize what I said? So as I said, Sutta Goswami is praising his Guru Sukadeva Goswami. How he is praising him? By actually asking him, you come to my heart and you speak on my behalf. Right? So how he is explaining that is, when he was born and he was in a renounced order of life, he goes to the forest, even without taking Upanayam. His father is going and calling him, but he's not attached to anything. He just walking back. He didn't even turn back. And his father is calling his son, "Oh son, oh son." And the trees are actually echoing it. And the tree echoing is said in, they analyzed it in two forms. One is as though the trees are also calling Sukadeva Goswami, "Come, come, come." And because they are also so much attracted to Sukadev Goswami. The second point is the echoing, the Acharyas also say, the echoing in such a way that is answering Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva, you have written so many things, but why are you getting attached to your son and you are trying to call him? Right? So who is the son? Who is the father? We are all souls here. Right? So the tree also is trying to answer, trying to pacify Vyasadeva. So you please come into my heart and pacify these sages who have asked me these questions. So this is verse. I love this particular explanation of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. I don't know how I put it to you guys, but that's my thoughts. All right, let's go to the next verse. Purport. Let's see quickly the purport. Vikas Prabhu wants to read the purport. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. The institution of Varna and Ashrama prescribes many regulative duties to be observed by its followers. Such duties enjoin that a candidate willing to study the Vedas must approach a bona fide spiritual master and request acceptance as his disciple. The sacred thread is the sign of those who are competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya or the bona fide spiritual master. Sri Sukadeva Goswami did not undergo such purificatory ceremony because he was liberated soul from his very birth. Generally, a man is born as an ordinary being, and by the purificatory processes, he is born for the second time. When he sees a new light and seeks direction from spiritual progress, he approaches a spiritual master for instruction in the Vedas. The spiritual master accepts only the sincere inquirer as his disciple and gives him the sacred thread. In this way, a man becomes twice born or Dvija. After qualifying as a Dvija, one may study the Vedas, and after becoming well versed in the Vedas, one become a Vipra. Vipra or a qualified Brahmana thus realizes the absolute and makes progress in the spiritual life until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. The Vaishnava stage is the postgraduate status of a Brahmana. A progressive Brahmana must necessarily become a Vaishnava for a Vaishnava is a self-realized learned Brahmana.
Okay, we'll stop here. Prabhu, can
Hare
you, Hare Krishna, can we see both the first two paragraphs? Yeah. Let's quickly discuss what is the key point in the first paragraph.
So, Prabhu, my main is which we need a bona fide spiritual master and to request as a disciple, accepting as a disciple. And then there's the process of sacred thread who are competent during the Vedas from Acharya.
This bona fide also, before that, we talked about the Varnashram.
One ashram prescribes many regular duties to be observed by the followers.
Yeah. So as part of Varnashra Ashram, one candidate who has to study Vedas, they should approach through a proper bona fide spiritual master coming in a Guru Parampara and become his disciple. You have to accept him to become his disciple. So then actually that is basically, yeah. And then they are taking the sacred thread, the sign of those who have competent to study the Vedas from the Acharya. So here, as I said, Sukadeva Goswami did not undergo all these purification ceremonies because he was born as a liberated soul. Right from his birth, he was liberated. All right, let's go to the next paragraph. Anyone else want to try? What is the key point in the second paragraph? So here, a term uses Vivijay.
Yeah.
That means, yeah.
Twice
That means
born.
twice born. So what do you understand by twice born? Is someone dying and then again born the next birth, or anyone?
I think it means someone is getting like sacred thread from the spiritual master.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like getting initiation from Guru Maharaj, like that.
Correct. So exactly as you are born, first is generally a born to a parent, right? So that's his birthday. We all celebrate the birthday. So born. But the second birth is said to be this Vijay. So it is actually said to be a spiritual awakening, spiritual life. So one who's starting a spiritual life, right? So when a person, as Kangana Mataji mentioned, that when a person is initiated, that is actually said to be a spiritual life. So whatever those people, then what happens to those who are not initiated, but they are already there? So you are actually all practicing in the spiritual life. So the real initiation happens once you you get the mantra, from the guru. So you accept someone as a guru, and then you become his disciple, and then you get, that is what we talk in ISKCON as Harinam initiation. As in the ritualistic way, they talk as the Upanayam, they're putting the sacred thread. So generally, Brahmin communities, they have the sacred thread. They follow this in a ritualistic way. So, but for any devotee of ISKCON, we talk as the Harinam initiation. That is the spiritual initiation happening. So during that time, a guru gives him a spiritual name. I may have a karmic name, but on initiation, I get a spiritual name, and there's a mantra given. We all know the mantra, but still getting it from a guru, that is where our counting of chanting really starts. The other things we are just practicing. If you are still without initiation, you are doing how many rounds, but still Krishna's name is always good to glorify. But the real count, for us to go back to Godhead takes when you are taking initiation, because it is coming through a Guru Paramparic disciplinic succession. So proper initiation once is taken. And second is we follow 4 regulative principles. I'm talking about ISKCON. The 4 things happens when initiation is a person gets a name. He is given the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He follows the 4 regulative principles, and at least 16 rounds of chanting. He takes a commitment to do minimum 16 rounds of chanting. He does. So this is the first initiation in ISKCON. And there is a second level of initiation called the Brahma Gayatri initiation, or Brahma Gayatri Mantra initiation. So this is actually called the Brahminical initiation. Technically, even though the first one we can say Divijay, because you are getting a rebirth, you are getting a new name. But technically speaking, in ISKCON, the second initiation is where the devotee can get a sacred thread and the Gayatri Mantra. And that has some privileges, like you can do service in the altar, deity worship service in the temple altar. So when you see in a temple, Radha Gopinath temple, someone is there inside the altar doing service to Radha Gopinath, that means we should have the understanding they are all second initiated devotees. They are Brahminically initiated devotees. They have taken that Diksha. Right? So this is a very brief on this Diksha. Let's go back to the thing. Any-
The train to Chalon.
Yeah. Thanks for muting your mic. Prabhu, you want to share, or Prabhu's not there? Looks like.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm here, Prabhu.
Okay,
I'm
I
just
thought your
I
internet
was
is gone, or
connecting. Yeah, again it went down. So can you see my screen? No,
not
right?
yet. No.
Not yet. Okay, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, it's coming up. So any questions meanwhile? Everyone are clear? What is initiation? Second initiation in ISKCON?
So Prabhuji, there will be another mantra also, or just Hare Krishna mantra?
Gayatri Mantra. That is done 3 times a day, I think. All right. So another key point in this is they still told a Vipra. Vipra means Brahmana. Basically, Vipra means a Brahmana is called a Vipra. So here it is said even a Vaishnava is greater than a Brahmana. A Vipra or a qualified Brahmana thus realizes the absolute and makes further progress in spiritual light until he reaches the Vaishnava stage. A Vaishnava stage is a postgraduate status of Brahmana. A progressive Brahmana must necessarily become a Vaishnava. For a Vaishnava is a self-realized, learned Brahmana. Right? So who is a Vaishnava?
It's above Brahmana.
As per
Learned Brahman.
above
that are
Brahmana.
devoted to Krishna
Yeah, yeah.
and Krishna Bhakti.
Yeah, one who is a Vishnu or Krishna Bhakta. He is said to be a Vaishnava. So he is said to be greater than a Brahmana. he would automatically acquire all the Brahminical qualities. One who follows, with fully devotion to Krishna. All right, let's go to the next passage.
Prabhuji, so a person who's not initiated is not Vaishnava then?
Oh, he can be a Vaishnava so long he is fully devoted to Krishna.
So, what is the process for initiation? Like, we have to find the guru, they give us the initiation.
Yes, there is a process in ISKCON. They call it as a Siksha program. So there are various level in which you do, basic stages like Shraddha 1, then Krishna Sevak, Gurus, like that. There is then Prabhupada Sevak, it comes up to that. People start with 2 rounds of chanting, then 4 rounds of chanting, 8 rounds of chanting, 16 rounds of chanting. At each stage, you start certain regulative principles you try to follow. And at the top level, at the 16 level, when you come under the Srila Prabhupada, under the shelter of Prabhupada, Prabhupada is the Jagat Guru. For all of us, common is Prabhupada is the Guru. So first we have to take shelter of Prabhupada, chanting 16 rounds. At least 6 months we should be under the shelter of Prabhupada, chanting minimum of 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles and regular association of devotees doing some service. So these are the minimum things as a devotee one has to do. And then during this time, as I told you, hearing is a very important process. So you should start hearing various Guru Maharaj. There are so many Guru Maharajas comes to Sydney. And wherever you are, there are Maharajas coming. I'm not sure where in Alice Spring is someone coming there. But, but you can always, with this technology we can hear people, you can follow certain set of Guru Maharajas and hear to them. So you may get attached to some of the Guru Maharaj. And you can see yourself, you like this person, you like him, then you start following him, and then you explore how to get how to aspire to him. You have to aspire. There is very important is you have to aspire as a devotee for to become his guru's disciple. And what is that process? And you can find out association of such gurus you are interested. There are certain people who have already taken his initiation. Get association of such people, and then you start developing things, how to interact with them. And again, it's a process in ISKCON. You have to, there is a set of exam, or not an exam, you have to have some write-up. You have to make a presentation of yourself. Why do you want to take initiation, and how you are going to serve, like that. There is a questionnaire in which, if you can get into contact anyone interested, let me know. We can get you that questionnaire, and then you have to submit it to temple, and temple will recommend to you to whoever guru you are aspiring for.
I
So
mean,
the Guru Maharaj, the Guru Maharaj who comes to Sydney is the one you're talking about, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not necessarily Guru Maharaj was coming to Sydney. You can have Guru Maharaj who doesn't come to Sydney also.
Okay.
But it may be little tedious process to get initiation. For me, is my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He doesn't come to Sydney at all. So we had to go to US to take initiation. So
oh,
I've
to
read the
India,
book.
some
It's
people
very
can go, but in India it is very difficult to get initiation from him on that, because there is a huge waiting list. Yeah.
I've read his book, Prabhuji, very renowned sannyasi, Acharya is.
Yeah. All right.
Also, Prabhu, I had a question. So, can we wear Kanti Mala without being without the initiation, or do we have to get any initiation first in order to
Who's
wear
asking this? Sorry.
Gaurangi? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. I'm not saying you. Okay. All right. Kantimala you can wear. So there are different type of number of rounds of Kantimala. So you can wear 1 round or 2 rounds, not 3 rounds. Initiated devotees wear 3 rounds of Kantimala. Vijay Gopi is there.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to explain something on that? Kantimala.
Yes. Kantimala usually we will wear as long as we don't take non-vegetarian, because Because some people may ask, okay, I'll take the Kantimala when I'm eating non-vegetarian. No, normally it is not, because it is made up of tulasi beads. There are different types of Kantimala. Again, there are some Kantimala made up of neem and other things. But usually we devotees, Vaishnava, ISKCON devotees wear tulasi mala, and usually they will wear 1 or 2 rounds, and the initiated devotees have to wear 3 rounds of, like how, like I don't know whether you can see, like Prabhu wears like 3 rounds of tulasi, I mean, three
Yeah,
rounds of
Kantimala, 3
Kantimala.
rounds.
So, but it is better as long as you don't eat non-vegetarian, because tulasi is very pure. This is not just like a fashion beads which we are wearing in the neck.
Yeah.
And it is very, very significant to wear tulasi mala, because in the scriptures it is said that Yamadutas will not approach if they see Kantimala in your neck. That means it is not that we are not going to die, but Yamadutas won't come, Vishnudutas will come and take us if we wear Kantimala. So this is like a protection for Vaishnava. So that is very important for ISKCON devotees usually. But it doesn't mean that everybody is pure, that we are wearing Kantimala. In the heart, we may not be pure, but this helps us to make us pure.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
You
Krishna.
got the point? Yeah,
Thank you.
another important point is, even when we are chanting, also that beads also made of Kantimala, Tulsi beads. That is also an association. Kantimala is also association we are having with Tulsi Devi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Purity,
Prabhuji,
basically, if your
after
purification process. So, but it's not that purification also have to happen by what we are eating. So generally, one of the thing is we offer the food to the Lord and then take the food, prasad. So that's a very key point. Yeah. Yes, Kangana Mataji.
So Prabhuji, after initiation, then we called as a Vaishnava, yeah? After initiation.
Even now we
Uh,
are called Vaishnava.
Mataji, we are trying to be a Vaishnava.
Oh, so we are
So we are
nothing.
all work in process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is the higher step, more than Brahmana.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So someone said, there are 3 levels in which devotees are. You know that Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Adhigaris. The 3
Yes.
levels we can classify devotees. So a neophyte devotee who's just new coming to Krishna consciousness, the Nectar of Instruction talks in details about these. So what are the devotees beyond the scope for today's discussion, but broadly in that 3 levels. In fact, the same question was asked to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was there. So he classified, who is a devotee. So he said, those who just chant the name of Krishna. So that means those who chant at least 1 round, itself is a devotee. That's how he classified. But the same people, who came in the next time, from West Bengal, there's a Kurvina Gram. From there, they come to
Kulinagram. Yeah.
to Jagannath Puri. So that time, then every year they come there and serve to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So second year also they ask the same question. Maharaj, Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava, who is a devotee? Vaishnava means a pure devotee. This time he said, those who regularly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those who regularly chant are pure. First time he said those who chant 1 time also they are a pure devotee. They are a Vaishnava. Second time he said those who regularly chant. That means those who are doing minimum 16 rounds every day and they are chanting. So they are devotees. And the next year again they asked the same question. Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava, who is a devotee? And Mahaprabhu said, if someone, if I see you and I say Hare Krishna, I mean, seeing you only, not even chanting. Now, the opposite person is saying Hare Krishna, he is a devotee. So he is talking about different levels of devotee, Kanishta devotee, Madhyama and Uttama. So one Uttama devotee, just from seeing him, when we see some Maharajas and all, we automatically say Hare Krishna and all. If you see, if you go on the street with tilak, dhoti and other thing on the street, they may not be a devotee. In fact, there would be some Westerners also, and they would just say Hare Krishna to you because they know you are a devotee. So they are also, because you are making them also to say Hare Krishna, Uttama Adhikari. But they may not, we cannot call them as a Vaishnava, but as a devotee, so that's how I'm saying he classified under 3 categories. Okay, so I would say that we are in the path of devotion, and we are trying to be a devotee.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Because 24/7 we are attacked by Maya all the time on this. So anytime we may be struggling in our life in different way, right? So yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to add something more?
Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes,
like,
Masi.
for example, let's say I had a Diksha Guru, but he's not from ISKCON. So, and so, but I have to take the initiation, right?
From with other, there are different sambardayas. So it's not that ISKCON is only giving initiation. There are Sri Vaishnavas, they also give initiation. There are 4 sambardayas. Everyone has their own process of initiation.
Okay.
So, but you have to only see whether it is coming through the Vaishnava Sambardaya. As I said, there are 4 Sambardayas. One is Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya, Vaishnava. That's how ISKCON. Even in, not necessarily in ISKCON, there's a Gaudiya Sambardaya also, Gaudiya is Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur under, there is another line out there. There are different lines within Gaudiya. Then there's a Madhava also is there. So different lines are there within.
I have to
even
see
Brahma.
the Sampradaya then, right?
Yeah, you have to see whether which Sambardaya they're coming. One is coming under whether Brahma, then Sri Vaishnava is coming through Lakshmi Devi. So mostly in the South India, we have all the Sri Vaishnavas.
Ramanuja.
Ramanujacharya, who's the head, yeah, through him. So Lakshmi Devi and Ramanujacharya was the Acharya in that line. And then Nimbarka is there. There is Rudra Sambardaya is there. And then this Kumara Sambardaya. So these are the 4 Sambardayas. But more widely in India now is Brahma Gaudiya Sambardaya is more widely there, and Sri Sambardaya is there.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And that.
Okay, so Prabhuji, I have one question. Which sampradaya is like Premanand Maharaj is following?
I'm not sure, Prabhu. I'm not
Comes
following.
in 4 sampradaya under that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a follower of him. I know many ISKCON devotees also go and meet him because he's talking again about Krishna, and he also propagates the same philosophy as we are talking.
There is some similarity between Prabhupada and
Yeah, but I've not followed him. I've not seen. I've only heard of him, like you. Some few people also spoke to me on his, so they are really listening to his YouTube classes and they were taking. But I understand.
Yeah, he follows Radha Vallabh Sampradaya.
Yeah, Radha Vallabh.
Yeah, but it comes under four of them, like inside that. That I'm confused.
No, Radha Vallabha is also one of the Vaishnava Sambardaya.
Because we have one Mataji, she's my friend, so she was following ISKCON, but recently from 1 month, she's following Premanandji Maharaj. So, and now she is going to take initiation from him.
Yeah, okay.
But as long as the only criteria is whether any Guru Maharajas are they coming under disciplic succession, they should be following their Guru, and then they start. I mean, as Prabhu said, that 4 sampradaya they should be, and whether they are coming in the disciplic. Sometimes some Guru Maharajas can just appear, and they say, "Oh, I'm giving initiation." No, please check whether they are following the disciplic succession.
And
That is the
sometimes
main
whether they
criteria.
are following Krishna or Vishnu has their thing on, and they should have their guru. They cannot come on their own and become their own spiritual master. They should have the guru. That's why, as Mataji also said, it has to come in the guru disciplining succession. But sometimes what happens, people are taken over and they themselves think they are the God. So we should be very particularly see that they may come that, but they may start telling that they themselves are the God. So we have to be careful in those areas. All right. So this is a vast topic. It will go on. So let's go ahead.
Prabhu, what about Tirupati? Tirupati also follows same sampradaya.
Sri
In
Vaishnava.
Ramanuja
Sri
Sampradaya.
Ramanuja, Sri Vaishnava.
Oh, okay, Sri Vaishnava.
All the GRs, all these are Sri Vaishnavas.
Prabhu,
Prabhu, I have one confusion. Like the father of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he was following a Ramanuja Sampradaya, but later
Yeah.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he changed him into Gaudiya Vaishnava. So
Yeah.
what was the reason? So why did he change him to Gaudiya Madhav Sampradaya? Because he was already...
He didn't change, Mataji, but he was talking to Gopal Bhatta Goswami's father regarding the philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnava. So he was convinced, the father was convinced, and then he asked his son Gopal Bhatta Goswami to take initiation from Lord Chaitanya. It is their conviction. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India Yatra, so there he was speaking to Gopal Bhatta Goswami's father.
No,
And
no,
then
but
they were
before that,
convinced with the philosophy.
yeah, before that, when he was a very small boy, he was very much attracted to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So again, is the attraction. He was attracted. So I know, if you know, I don't know, there are many Telugu people here. Pravanananda Prabhu. Have you heard of him? So
Yes.
he are from Sri Vaishnava. He's born. Now he became His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj's personal disciple. So he was, when he was a student itself, he was so much interested with Radhanath Swami Maharaj, his books and other thing. And he was coming from Sri Vaishnava thing. And then he asked his parents and then he moved on to ISKCON and he's serving. And now he's trying to create a bridge between Sri Vaishnava and ISKCON because the philosophies are same. There may be, I mean, we talk about Achintya Beda Beda, whereas they talk about Vishishta Advaita. There are minor differences there. In fact, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came later, after he came and studied because a lot of confusion. If you see how the Sambandayas came, initially it was Advaita philosophy. Shankaracharya started Advaita. That means he said oneness. He told oneness. Brahman. We are also Brahman. God is also Brahman. All of us are Brahman. So then Ramanujacharya, and then the Vishishta Advaita came. Ramanujacharya said, no, we are not one as God. We are little different. Vishishta, we are different from the God. So we cannot say we are one with the God. Even though we are same, we are spirit, soul. But we are different. We cannot classify ourselves as God. So that is what is Vishishta. I'm trying to put in a simple terms, Vishishta Advaita. And then afterward, Madhavacharya came and he talked about, no, he classified they are two different things. Living entities is different and God is different. You cannot, that's why Dvaita came. Dvaita philosophy. Dvaita means two, not one, two. Then Madhava. So we are all under the Dvaita philosophy. So there was some confusion how, even though we are part and parcel of the God, why is that, we have to be separate? Why we have to be Dvaita? And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he made a very clarification, Achintya Beda Beda philosophy. That is, we are inconceivable. We cannot conceive Lord. We are simultaneously one and different of with the Lord. So that's the philosophy, the highest philosophy, we got it. And we talk about the Goloka. So Sri Vaishnava, they talk about the Vaikuntha level.
So the philosophy was little bit different. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu convinced them to come on this sampradaya. That's the...
To whom? No, he didn't convince. This boy was so much attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said he wanted to go along with them. But then subsequently he was too young for him to travel along with them. Then after a few years when he grew up, then I think he became a Goswami, direct disciple of
And then
Chaitanya Prabhu.
his father also converted into this sampradaya later.
Yeah, maybe one set of their family. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we
It's
as
not
well
the
give
question of
importance
conversion. No, it's not the question of conversion. You're following certain things. And the
Yes, I'll give it
same thing. It's the same. Krishna is the same. So for
Okay.
Sri Rama, it's Narayana. For them, they call Narayana. Right? For us, we say Krishna.
I think Shri Sampradaya, they are into dasya, like serving, right?
I think we have gone into too much into this subject.
Yeah, they more are on the
We
servitude.
are also das. We are also the servant.
We
Also
are
does.
food of love, I think, love, devotion, but they are into dasya, so they have a lot of rituals there.
No, they are also Das. We are also Das. I am Rasananda Gopal Das. Devi Dasi. Das is what servant.
The mood is like serving the Lord there. They
Yeah,
are
so their mood is
only
more.
Vaikuntha,
Their mode is more
more
servitude
servant.
attitude.
Yeah, dasya, I mean to say.
Yeah,
not-
but even we can say we have a Goloka which is full of prema, love,
Prema,
love, madhurya rasa. So we have different rasas, Santya rasa, then we have Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Prema rasa. So Madhurya, Prema rasa is said to be the highest. So we talk about the Prema, the love for the God. That's what we ISKCON talking about. That's what.
Yeah.
But even though we are there like that, Prabhupada said we should not imitate unless you get the true love. We are not like the gopis of Vrindavan having that kind of attraction for Krishna. We are pushing ourselves even to do one round of chanting, hearing Krishna Kada. How many of us are doing hearing Krishna Kada every day? How many of us are regularly chanting? Very difficult, with struggling with the life, we are trying to do things. So we cannot imitate, oh, he is my lover. Krishna is my lover. Or I am the parent of Krishna. Vatsalya Rasa you want to show. So Krishna, Prabhupada, one of the purport in Bhagavad Gita mentioned, our devotion also has to be like, what is that, Lakshmi Narayana kind of a devotion we should be. So that awe and reverence to start with. Then once you start knowing how is your relationship with Krishna, then you can deliver. Rather than we should not be imitating or pretend to be like someone else, not like gopis or something. We should be careful on that. All right. Okay, we are stuck in this. Who wants to read the next one?
Sorry, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We also give importance to Vaikuntha as well, isn't it? Apart from Goloka.
Yeah, I'm not. Prabhu has put in his chat, but Prabhu, I have not done. I am not having any. Okay, the Radha Vallabha may be that. I'm not sure about this one. What you put? This one?
Yeah, Prabhu. Prabhu, I
Huh?
was just reading it. So in this call, so in this article, they have very well explained all the different sampradayas. This is
Yeah,
just for
okay, you
the
just share it.
Kangana.
Let me have a look into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Kangana Mataji. I mean, she can go through it.
Yeah.
And also, Premanand Maharaj is following Radha Vallabh Sampradaya, which is not among the main four sampradayas. So traditionally, there are four sampradayas: Shri Sampradaya, Brahma, Shiva, and there is one more.
Kumaras.
Kumaras. Yeah, Kumara Sampradaya. Yeah.
I think Vallabha comes under Kumara Sambardaya. If I remember. We have to see that. Okay, let me do
Yeah.
something. Next class, I'll try to.
I
Let me
had
know
one
about
question.
Premananda Maharaj, which Sambardaya is coming from, because I've not done any research on that.
I had one question to
Only
Vijaya.
one more point I want to mention here. I know people when initially you're coming, you may have different places you want to go. You may want to hear something from Chinmayananda Mission. You may go to some other thing. It is sometimes very confusing to follow. And there are some people with art of living. It might be
Yeah.
or Sadguru. You may be confused. Like if you go to art of living, they have all God are equal. Actually, as per ISKCON, it is a
Only Krishna.
it is an offense to Krishna on the same platform of other devatas. That's an offense. We have to be careful on that. So that is what I'm saying. If you are following certain thing, you stick to that. You cannot be traveling on the ocean, one leg on one boat, another leg on another boat. We have to be careful with that. Especially people who are new. If you have come, you have become very steady. As I said, there is various stages in Krishna, like Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. In that, there is a stage of Nishtha. So one who's come in the stage of Nishtha, that means he's steady in devotion, Shraddha. He is so strong in the faith. He cannot be diverted. If someone who's coming initially, oh, someone I heard about this some philosophy, I want to listen, and other thing. That time, if you want to listen to different things, your faith will not be on one line. You can be on a multiple faith. And Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita also he mentions that. And you cannot be peaceful in this life nor the next. You will be floating in different directions. So you have to take a steady path on that.
Prabhuji, and just
Prabhupada is giving the highest philosophy, let me put. And Chaitanya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came just 500 years back, who's Lord himself, who gave us this philosophy. So we have to be first. That is where the Shraddha level we have to be there. In which path I'm going to do? Oh, this person is telling this person. That is what second verse of Bhagavatam mentions. Religious thing. So what is that verse is talking about? Dharma projita kaitavo paramo. So we have to see whether it's a cheating religion or not, unless, as he said, we have to follow the 4 sambardayas. And each sambardayas have their own chanting, the way in which they process. But Nama Sankirtan is common for Kali Yuga. Any sambardaya, there is a Nama Sankirtan. Like if you go to Sri Sambardaya, for them, not Hare Krishna Mahamandra, for them it's Vishnu Sahasranam. So that is what they chant. So different Sampradaya has their own way of chanting. So Nama Sankirtan is for Kali Yuga, but ours is the very simplest process, very easy process to follow, and it is given by them.
Prabhu, what is Namadwar? Over there I see they chant Hare Rama first and then Hare Krishna. So is it same Gauda Sampradaya again?
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. See, that's what the same thing happened. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Right? That's what you're saying. Some people chant that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what is that Maharaj name?
It's a Nama.
Namadwara, which is in Winston Hills, and
Yeah. What is the Muralidhar
Yeah.
Swami?
Yes.
Yeah, I
So
also
what
follow him. I also heard Muralidhar Swami, and he is a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let me put it. If you see that, he is also a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this Nama Sanghita, Hare Krishna see this Hare Rama, Hare Krishna is said to be the mantra which is given, and it was kept to only one set of people, sect. They were not giving that out. There's another reason told. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he delivered that to each, even to the most sinful person. He wanted to deliver that. So that Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Mahamandra was very closed, confined to a set of people who did not want to say this is a very secret mantra. You cannot be giving to everyone. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He wants to deliver everyone in this material world. He freely delivered it to this one. So that's the way. And he said, he also prophesied that it should go to every town and village of the world. So that was his vision. And that vision, to take that vision forward is Srila Prabhupada. How did it come? It is there. 500 years back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given that. But now we got that vision. I don't think I would have come into any God consciousness unless I heard. We, as coming from Indian background, we all have God consciousness. We go to temple and all. But the real bhakti, that's what this chapter talking about. Real bhakti is the bhakti which we show to Krishna. That is bhakti. But in this world, people show all bhakts are there. Even to celebrities, to politicians, everywhere bhakts are there. But the real bhakti is only meant for Krishna. And how the
Prabhuji,
bhakti has to be, the verse number 6 and 7 talks about. Ayetuki apatrihata. It should be unalloyed and uninterrupted. It is not that I do bhakti on Saturday, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, and then from Monday onwards I forget about bhakti. No, that's not a bhakti. It is an uninterrupted way of doing things. And unmotivated. That means, I want something. I have to get certain things. I want to get a promotion. I want to get a lottery ticket, prize in something, some materially motivated, no motivation. It is our only motivation to serve. That's the understanding. So that's the real bhakti. So that's we see, I don't know, we are advancing before we go into this. All these questions would be answered in this chapter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just one question before we proceed.
It became more of
You know how
question
you
answer.
mentioned,
We are not moving anywhere. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take it today.
yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
So you know how you mentioned earlier, in Sri Vaishnava, they give importance to Vaikunta more than Goloka, and we give importance to Goloka, but we as well give importance to Vaikunta as well, isn't it?
No, how the concept of why did I say that? Because Lord Narayan is there in Vaikunta. So for
Yeah,
them, the main deity is the Lakshmi Narayan. So that's why Vaikunta. For
right.
us, it
Yeah.
is Krishna. Krishna is in Goloka.
Yeah.
And Radharani.
Mm.
Radharani and Krishna are there. So even in the Leela of Krishna Leela, even Lakshmi can't enter into that.
Right. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though she is
Yes.
there, she is there in the form of Rukmani
Yeah.
as his wife. But then she cannot enter into the Rasa
Krishna
Leela.
Lok.
Lakshmi Devi is not there. So that's Goloka
Mhm.
Rasa. So that's the Madhurya Rasa, highest Rasa there you're talking.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Prabhuji.
So Krishna Loka is above Vaikuntha Prabhu in the grade. It's the highest level.
Yes, Prabhu. We will do sometimes when we are talking about the spiritual world. We have a spiritual map. We can see how the spiritual map.
Thank you.
Yes, Ankit
Hare
Prabhu, as I got the question. Yes, initially to start with, you can have onion garlic with kantimala, but eventually kantimala is not just eating only, but it's for prasadam because we don't offer onion garlic to Krishna. So we are not actually taking the prasadam. We are just eating food. And that also in Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, it comes. If you don't offer the food to Krishna and then you eat the food, you are just like a thief. You're stealing something. So it's not the main point of
Verily eating the sin.
eating
You're
onion
eating the
garlic.
sin.
You're eating the sin. So
If
it's
you're
not
not.
that onion garlic because it cannot be offered to Krishna, so we are not having prasadam. But to start with, you can just start with that. But as you eventually go, as you're progressing, it's better to leave onion garlic because onion garlic is not, um, for the spiritual growth, it is not uh, good to have onion garlic because it increases the mode of passion. The chemical properties in that will increase the mode of passion, so we'll be more aggressive and we'll be more in rajasic guna rather than the sattva guna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have got one question. It's about chanting. So, like before initiation, like can we chant on Tulsi beads or do we have to chant on Neem Mala?
Unless how purity you are. So it is always recommended to be on Neem Mala because initially our purity level and understanding and doubtful, so many things in the mind, both external and internal, our purification may be very less. So I know people who have just 3 months to 6 months itself of coming into Krishna care taking initiation. So it depends person to person. I know some person who are even after 10 years have not taken initiation. Because sometimes they do chanting, sometimes they come up very well and all. But after sometimes, it is like sinusoidal curve that life goes in spiritual life, I'm talking. Because some material things comes and affects, I will drop the first, what to say, the
Shutdown time.
first thing is suffering is spiritual thing. So that's what it talks about. That verse 6 talks about. You are uninterrupted. If something is happening in my life materially, which is first getting affected is whatever spiritual path I'm following, I first cut that. Okay, I have to concentrate on this. Let me leave that. So that is not the way in which bhakti works. Actually, the priority has to be that, and the other things is all circle around that. So that's what we say. Very simple Krishna consciousness is keep Krishna in the center and do things accordingly. That's it. Dovetail all your activities in a such a way that Krishna is kept center, not you or not anything else. So that is the frame of mind, that the way in which we work. So that was Krishna Arpanam. They say everything you offer for Krishna. And that during this process, what happened? All our unwanted anarthas also get removed. Right? So how to do that? Simple thing, what is the philosophy I'm taking is, if we taking up activities, so why am I taking up? What is that I am gaining by calling you all people sitting here and discussing about Krishna Kada? Am I benefiting anything? Or you are you all paying me something? Or someone asks, is there any fee for this course? Only thing, if I am not doing this, what else will I be doing? Just think. I will be sitting and watching the TV. I'll be doing somewhere with other friends, loitering in the street, going to some park, going to some other activity, and our mind will be jumbled with so many other things, and only is going to corrupt our mind. Instead of that, we discuss about Krishna and all, we get the what is that bliss or enjoyment of that, and that is actually the benefit we going towards that. Or else, we go in different direction. So whenever we get time, we rather than getting into the Maya, be with Krishna. So we can be either two-way, one either with Krishna or with Maya. If we are not in Krishna, in Maya. So when we are in the other times, the weekdays, going to work, going everywhere, 24 by other things, we are surrounded by all this, bombarded by, the materialistic way of life. And that how much it's corrupt. So for keeping us going through in the spiritual life, this kind of satsang, reading, hearing, chanting, this only strengthens our devotion, and it gives the power so that even when the Maya is attacking you, you are protected.
Yeah, agree, Prabhu.
Answer?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right. I thought at least 50% of today's chapter we do, but it's like we not. That is fine. But I'm happy if this is more important rather than Bhagavatam. It's not the question of no. The more important thing what we are reading is whether we are applying in the life. One is hearing, getting here. That's why we have 2 years. They say you get in 1 year and goes out in the other year. That's not we are looking for. It has to go through both the ears and go to the heart, and then it works with your mind. So once your mind is settled, all our senses will be working towards that. So that's why we have to spiritualize our mind, spiritualize our senses. If you go to a temple also, if you see after the arati, they say give this flowers, we see the Lord's arati, we see the vision of the Lord, through the eyes. So we are spiritualizing the eyes by seeing the Lord, right? And then what do? We hear the kirtan, the sound vibration. That's very important. The sound vibration goes into us. It has to fill our heart and our mind. I'm just talking about what are the other senses. And the nose. That's why I said after they do this flower, after they offer to the Lord, the flowers are also passed around and we smell it, the flower. So use the smells for smelling that. Then what else? We have a mouth for eating only the prasadam of Krishna. So spiritualizing your tongue and your mouth. And getting the association of this one, touch. We are in the temple or any association, we get in touch with the other devotees. So use all your senses and your mind is influences. So spiritualizing all these things very essential. So that is when we ultimately get the liberation. Even your subtle body, like mind, false ego, is getting spiritualized. All right. Okay. Let us finish at least this verse today. It's another 15 minutes to go. Okay. Who wants to read it? Those who have not read anytime.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Mataji, you are very active. I want everyone to be active.
Okay.
Ashmita Mataji, are you good to read? Thanks for joining. Or Ritu Mataji.
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Srila Sukadeva Goswami was a Vaishnava from beginning. Therefore, there was no need for him to undergo all the processes of the Varna Ashrama institution. Ultimately, the aim of Varna Ashrama Dharma is to turn a cruel man into a pure devotee of the Lord, or a Vaishnava. Anyone, therefore, who becomes a Vaishnava accepted by first-class Vaishnava or Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava is already considered a Brahmana, regardless of his birth or past states. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this principle and recognized Srila Haridas Thakur as Acharya of Holy Name. Although Thakura Haridasa appeared in a Mohammedan family, in conclusion, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was born a Vaishnava and therefore Brahmanism was including in him. He did not have to undergo any ceremonies. Any low-born person, he be a Kirta, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumba, Yavana, Khasa, or even Lavar, can be delivered to highest transcendental position by the mercy of Vaishnavas. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was spiritual master of Sri Suta Goswami, who therefore offers his respectful obeisances unto Srila Sukadeva Goswami before he begins his answer to the questions of sages at Naimisharanya. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So as Kangana Mataji already said, asked the question of who is a Vaishnava like. So here it's mentioned, pure devotee of the Lord is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is one who follows Lord Vishnu. Simple as that. So Sukadev Goswami said he is already, when birth itself, he is a Vaishnava. There is no need for him to undergo any of the process established like a Brahma Varna, like Brahmacharya, household, or son, or a, what to say, Vanaprastha or a sannyas. So he straight away became sannyas without even getting a Upanaya. So here it talked about Uttama Adhikari. So a topmost pure devotee, Uttama Adhikari, already considered to be a Brahmana. So it's not necessary they should be born in a birth, which I already mentioned, I think in the last class. A Brahmana is based on guna and karma, not just the birth. So the birth, what it gives is, it gives a better opportunity for them to be a real Brahminical person because they have the association, they have the atmosphere. They are born in a Brahminical environment already. So they can follow that, right? So that's the thing. So regardless of birth, here the example given is Haridas Thakur. So even though he is born in a Muslim family, Haridas Thakur is called the Namacharya. He used to chant for 22 hours in a day, 3 lakhs round. That is 192 rounds of Mahamantra. Every day he chants. So for us, it's difficult even to chant one round of Mahamantra. Right. So, but we cannot imitate. Again, it is said we cannot imitate like them because we, in this material world, we have so many other responsibilities we have to do. We cannot, I can just say, oh, Prabhu said to chant 192 rounds. From tomorrow onwards, I'm going to chant 192 rounds. So we have to be careful in how we do things. So whenever, I know people who have chanted 64 rounds a day. Like they have traveled from Melbourne to Sydney. They said, for completely I'm traveling, I'm just doing my chanting. 60 to 64 rounds.
Every day?
Using, not every day, whenever they travel.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever they travel, they just do this chanting instead of doing other things. Right.
So Haridas Prabhu is a Muslim Prabhu, and then he got attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching.
Yes. Haridas Thakur is a, yeah.
Okay.
So he, Haridas Thakur is said to be, he prayed for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear in this world. There was a clipping, if you can see, I don't know, you're a follower of Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. So in that he says, Lord Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, they all prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So how is that Advaita Acharya? Heard of the term Advaita Acharya? So he is one of the Panchatattva. We do that prayer, right? When we start before chanting, we say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. So the 5% comes in that. Advaita Acharya is there. Advaita Acharya is said to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva and Vishnu. Is a combination of Shiva and Vishnu. And Haridas Thakur is the incarnation of Lord Brahma. In this Leela, there was a Leela, what is that? Where Brahma Vimoga Leela, right? Where Brahma hides all the calves and the Gopals.
Gopals.
All the Gopas and thing. He was bewildered by in which way Krishna is doing. Who is this boy doing all these things? Is he, let me try. And so he kidnaps all the calves, and then Krishna simply, he becomes the calf, he becomes the Gopals. And it is said, the Gopals and the calves, the calves were more attracted, the mother, the cows were so attracted to the calves. And the mother of all the Gopals was so attracted because it's nothing but Krishna himself, because Brahma has kidnapped all of them.
Yeah.
So that was Brahma Vimoga Leela. I'm not getting in that detail. So it is there in Bhagavatam, this story is there. Here, read it. We'll discuss it also sometimes in detail. So what I'm trying to tell, that time, one of the prayachit for that is, he is coming in Kali Yuga as Haridas Thakur, Brahma. Brahma is taking this form of Haridas Thakur, and he is chanting the holy name. So Brahma will chant only Krishna's name, but he took, if born in a Mohammedan family. So it is said these two people prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be to appear in this material world. And if you see at the end, even though Haridas Thakur, couldn't enter into Jagannath Puri temple, as a Muhammadan, even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri temple, a non-Hindu person are not allowed into the temple. Right? Even my Guru Maharaj cannot enter into the temple. Any Western body, they cannot enter into the temple. Right? So that is why the Radha Yatra is so popular. Lord himself comes to see the Lord, all the devotees comes out.
Yes.
So that is where all our Maharajas, everyone, they go and see Jagannath.
And that story happened because of Haridasa Thakur Maharaj. Is that right? Where the one that you just mentioned, where there is this ఏమంటారు దాన్ని ఊరేగింపుని?
Like
Ratha Yatra, where the Ratha Yatra happens.
not only that, Mataji, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes every day to Haridas Thakur's house
that's what I'm
to
going
offer
to say.
prasadam. Lord himself go to his house to give prasadam. So his chanting is that pure.
Yeah.
So he is outside, he cannot go. The prasadam every day is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they feel this Mohammedan, or these people are low graded, they are untouchable. We talk about untouchability. When Haridas Thakur died, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carried him. He took in procession. He did the last rite for this person. So if you go to Jagannath Puri, there's a place in the beach also where it is If you go to the ocean and take bath there itself, touch the water itself, that is Lord himself there, we call in Jagannath Puri.
And Prabhu, this low-born people, I say Andhra, that means it's Andhra Pradesh that you are talking about? Yeah, Andhra, Kirta, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda.
Pulana, yeah.
Yeah, so Andhra is, so I'm
This,
from Andhra,
no,
right? So that's
this
what I'm
is not
thinking.
representing the state. Andhra state came. This is some
Okay,
person name there. Pulinda, Pulaska. These are all
okay.
person name of a person. Yavana, Kalsa. These are all names of person. They are
Oh,
all learned
A
born,
group of
and
people.
they are
Yavana, a group of people.
yeah.
so
Some sect. These are
okay, so
sect.
we are
The sect. Yeah, this
okay,
Andhra represents the sect from coming from Andhra. The sect of people
okay.
is called Andhra.
Set up.
Sect,
So if my ancestors belongs to Andhra, that means we are from that sect then in that case.
I haven't done any
No, but it doesn't
research.
represent Andhra
I have not
Pradesh,
done
Prabhu.
some research.
It
No, I
doesn't
think
represent Andhra.
Okay.
it is not the Pradesh, but
Yeah.
some people coming from that region. It also represents that. It doesn't mean it is Andhra here. Andhra state is not meaning the state of Andhra, but some sect of people belonging to that region. So what,
Prabhuji, I'm confused with Varna Ashrama institution.
what is that confusion?
So what is the actual meaning of Varna Ashrama?
Oh, you didn't come for the last class. I think Hema Mataji asked the same question. We had a discussion on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone wants to explain? Anyone who remembers? I just want to know anyone.
I think it's classified into
Anyone else, Prabhu? I just want others also to speak. If not, I'll come back to you. No one else want to speak? Then you can go ahead. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry.
yeah. So Varnashrama is more of the working class, Kshatriya, Brahmana,
Oh,
Vaishya, Shudra, and then Grahastha, Astrama, Sannyasa, sorry, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha,
Van and
um,
Sanya.
and Sannyasi. Yeah, all these come under Varnashrama.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same thing, you know that same thing Hema Mataji also said. Once you understand this, so that you can classify Varna and the four ways, four Varna or four
Yes.
social system. And ashram is lifestyle, household system, lifestyle system. So the social system is divided into four types. One is the Brahmana and Kshatriya and Vaishya
Kshatriya.
and Sudra. So if you take our own body, if you see, our head is considered with something like Brahmana. We have the brain, we give the ideas and other things. And the arms, which is the one which is protecting, that is the Kshatriyas. And the Vaishyas means merchant. So the tummy or the stomach is said to be the Vaishya. So if you see, if you eat anything, food also, it get digested, and that takes to all parts of the body. Our head doesn't eat. Head house is getting the nutritions through the stomach. So a merchant, so they are supporting these two. So that's why a Vaishya will give tax to the Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are like kings, administrators. So they people are earning, they give tax. And the Kshatriyas protect us Vaishyas. So the hand protects the tummy, right? And the Brahmanas, so they also don't work, but then they get the nourishment by again from the Vaishyas. They stand to the brain. So they give how we have to run this body. So the brain gives the process on how which to do. To carry all those things, the Vaishya, the Kshatriya, and the Brahmana, someone has to help all these people. So that they are the Sudras. So in our body, our leg is said to be the part Shudras. So if you classify our body. So all four parts are required. So we should not say, oh, I don't need Sudra. No, if you don't have leg, can you walk? Oh, I don't want, I'm against this Brahmanism. No, you cannot, because without the head, you cannot be. Oh, I don't want Kshatriyas. No, they are all fighting all the time. Administrators. Today's world, politicians are said to be Kshatriyas. Administrators are Kshatriyas. So I don't want all these things. But they also has to be in the system. They has to be there. So this is the classification of the society. And the ashram is talking about brahmacharya, then grahastha, and what to say, vanaprastha. That is after 50 years, they will give a vanaprastha and then sannyas. Okay, one more point on this society. There are things lower than Shudras also. People who
Dog eater.
Huh?
Those are called dog eaters, something.
Exactly, dog eaters, chandalas, melichas. Melichas are said to be all flesh eaters. All flesh eaters are called melichas. So when Prabhupada came to Sydney and installed Radha Gopinath, and he told to Radha Gopinath, I am leaving you under the care of these melichas, because those time a lot of Western devotees were there. I am leaving you under the care of these melichas. You take care of them. So he didn't tell all the devotees, please take care of Radha Gopinath. He said, Radha Gopinath, take care of all these melichas here. So that was his prayer. So all the melichas who were there, now how they transformed, they can get transferred. Even that's what is mentioned here. All low-born person. Who are the gurus today? Many of the Western devotees, if you say today they are all ISKCON, they are the gurus. They were initially all the hippies who were, even though they are born in a very rich family, they left everything and came back. They wanted to look for some alternate lifestyle. But then they found Prabhupada was giving something gold for them and they took up and they are there. And many of them have said before coming to Krishna consciousness, how bad they were in their life. How hippies were. They did not have any regulation. Whereas if you talk about Krishna consciousness, it was highly regulated. Right? When I was young, some movie came, I was thinking, it's Hare Krishna. You would have heard some movie on Hare Krishna at that time. It is Hare Krishna means smoking and drinking.
Oh yeah,
That was my
song.
idea when I was small. I was against that. But the concept itself, totally someone is killed the concept of what really Hare Krishna is teaching. Just the opposite concept was mentioned. But actually, the hippie before coming into Krishna consciousness, they had that kind of a lifetime, but they totally transformed. Simple. And in fact, if you remember, if I was told, when people taking initiation during the time, after taking initiation, they would be told, you go look in the notice board what you are supposed to do. And the notice board will put 4 kind of regulative principles over there. So that's how Krishna consciousness started. People were trusting their gurus. That is Prabhupada. So whatever Prabhupada said, they used to do, even though they had all kind of bad things in their life previously coming into Krishna consciousness, and they followed all those things, and they took up because of those set of people who are taking up only. We are today sitting here and discussing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Unfortunately, we are doing only 2 verses today, and it's already 9. I don't want to go beyond it.
Or maybe we will do one more day.
One
maybe
more?
2 days in a week.
2 days in a week.
Okay.
I am already doing on Saturdays. Maybe you should attend that also. Tomorrow
Saturday,
there is a
what
Saturday,
time Saturday?
11 o'clock Sydney
Oh,
time. 11 to
I
12.
will be at work that
Yeah,
time.
you are at work. That's more of actually discussion, like how today happened. That is more actually discussion. We should be more on verse reading. This is mostly study. In fact, all the things which we discussed today is supposed to be discussed in that class, not in this class. Because Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is very huge. If we go, it will take next lifetime for us to complete.
So that's why maybe 2 days in a week. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only.
Difficult for Mataji. Let's start. Let's go. Let's see. Already there is no group. I think people are attending other classes also. I know people are attending Bhakti Shastris.
I'm also doing Bhakti Shastra. It is on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
We are doing
And
Bhakti
I am
Vriksha
also
on
doing 2 Bhakti Vaibhavs. So it's not that I speak, I also hear. I also hear from my Shiksha Gurus. I attend classes. Not 1, 2 classes I attend Bhakti Vaibhav. So that's why once I met here, I think there is Veda Vyas Priya Maharaj disciple. So once I met Maharaj, so that time one of their disciple introduced us, myself and Vijay Gopi. That is, I'm talking 5 to 6 years back. So they said that time we were running some Bhakti Vrikshas. So we are doing Bhakti Shastri. So that Mataji introduced us. This Prabhu and Mataji are doing Bhakti Shastri. Not only that, they are taking some Bhakti Vriksha classes for others. So Maharaj said, yes, you should hear and you should give that to others. So that is very important. So what I would say, each one of you who are listening here, whatever you are hearing in a small way, you should also tell to someone who's not in Krishna consciousness. That's our mission. Prabhupada's mission is that only, preaching mission. You should tell to others also. And in fact, simple example I would get, there was one small girl called Saraswati. She was, I think, Malati Mataji's daughter, Sham Sundar Prabhu and Malati Mataji. They were one of the pioneers who built the Bhakti Vedanta manor in London. So their daughter, she was Saraswati. She was just 3 or 5 years, less than 5 years old. So they were also living with Prabhupada, and there used to be many visitors coming to their house. So at that time, one politician or some minister has come to see Prabhupada. So he was asked to wait in the lounge, and Prabhupada was in some puja, he will come. So that time, the small girl goes to that person and she asks this minister, she asks, do you know who is Krishna? Oh, generally, small child is asking, and he was saying, oh no, I don't know who is Krishna. Can you tell? Like, so she said, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. You know that he is the supreme, there's no other thing. Then this minister, when Prabhupada came, he was talking great about this. The small child, he was trying to tell me about Krishna. He was actually praising. Then Prabhupada said, that is called preaching. So each one of us to do. That is what he said. That is called preaching. You tell about Krishna. You hear about Krishna. You enjoy it, right? How many of you enjoy hearing Krishna? Is there anyone who not enjoying it? All of us enjoy, right? If you talk about Krishna, the same thing, why don't you want others also to enjoy? So whatever little you know, try to give it to others. Krishna will be very
problem.
pleased. You should
Problem
not
is,
feel
Prabhu.
shy about it. They may be there. See, when I took up this service, we were just 1 year old in Krishna consciousness. And I was just learning that. And they called us because my wife, she sings nicely. So they called her for doing some kirtan. And after their introduction to some classes, they said, Prabhu, you are going to take class. I said, Prabhu, I've just come 6 months, 8 months only. I don't know anything. No, you will get to know everything. You start. Some devotee pushed me, or else I am not sitting here. Let me tell you, I am a very introvert person. I never used to speak much at all. But only talking about Krishna, I'm very happy to do that. So most of you maybe feeling shy about yourself, how to speak and all. Krishna will empower you. You take that. Krishna will empower. He is there in each one of us. So that's one of the main mission of Krishna consciousness. One of the thing, if you take initiation, we have to support Prabhupada's mission. What is that mission? We have some medicine. See, someone is having a back pain. Okay, you went to some Ayurvedic treatment, you got it rectified, and you are following certain procedure. So if someone comes and tells you, oh, I'm getting back pain, will you not help them? Simple as that. Then this is the highest, philanthropic work. Instead of you're feeding someone with some prasad food, or giving some money to anyone, even if you give money to help to someone, in fact, if that person misuses your money, you also get the sin for it. But if you are giving them that Krishna consciousness, you are much benefited. Krishna he'll be very pleased with you. So just take it up. Okay, I can go on with this lecture for a long time.
One question, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Some people get offended when we tell them that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They get offended. They said, oh, no, Lord Shiva is the highest one. So they talk like that. So how to convince
I
them?
also, yes, that is there. So best is, yes, Prabhupada, anything is there, you are following that. As I said, many people are following different, like someone who's sitting here, they may be following so many other gurus also. They would have told something, you do this meditation, you do that meditation. Initially, we have to say, whatever you're doing, please continue to do that. And add on Krishna to that. Just start with Krishna, and Krishna will give everything. I am not doing anything. In fact, I know Kadambakandan Swami Maharaj, one of Hemanga Chaitanya Prabhu used to tell this, because he is my Siksha Guru. I attended Bhakti Shastri with him. Like he says, his Guru Maharaj, in spite of I am being in Krishna conscious and preaching to others, they are still in Krishna consciousness. Understand what I'm saying? So I'm been, in spite of we teaching, that itself, that actually the empowerment is Krishna only doing. Everyone's heart Krishna is there. We are only trying to awaken that. Simple definition of Krishna consciousness is reviving the Krishna within you. That's all. All of
So
us.
let
All of
them
us.
worship anyone. We have to just tell them, just add Krishna in your life.
You add Krishna. You start
Okay.
saying Krishna, then it will automatically will happen over a period of time. They will understand, and then just bring them closer, and then start giving wherever. I know the devotee is not there. There is a Shiva devotee in this group. She's not there today, right? And
Best thing is to give prasadam, Mataji. That will work very well.
so if that will,
Prabhuji,
okay, let me stop recording. It will go on for other